What's up, y'all? Cypher here. I wanted to pop in real fast before we get started and talk to you about the video. I'm sitting here in post and I'm realizing that I'm considering recording this video again. I've already recorded this same video probably 4 to 5 times already, and I'm just realizing that I'm facing some paralysis by analysis, so to speak. There's probably a better term to fit what I'm talking about, but you get the idea. Being a new YouTuber, I want every video that I make to live up to the standards that I have for my channel. But this paralysis has me not releasing anything at all instead. I had originally intended to release this starting guide video 3 or 4 weeks ago. But whenever I go to edit and I see flaws or mistakes, I keep thinking I just need to redo it to make it better. So what I think I want to do is release this video mostly raw. I will go in and cut out coughing into the microphone or clearing my throat because nobody wants to listen to that, but I'll keep everything else in. My hope is that by releasing the video in this less than perfect state, at least according to my standards, will help break this paralysis from overanalyzing every detail. I think the information in the video is pretty good. I do know that the commentary is rough around the edges, as I didn't write a script. I just commented as I was playing. I am a firm believer that constructive criticism is healthy and important for growth and improvement, so I wanted to ask you guys if you would please leave your feedback in the comments below, letting me know what you think, good or bad. Just don't be a dick about it. And hopefully, with that feedback, I can continue to improve and make better videos. Okay, I think I've added enough extra time to an already long video. Thanks again, and let's get to the ultimate starting guide for new characters in Elden Ring. What's up, y'all? Thanks for joining me today. With the DLC right around the corner, I wanted to take this opportunity to show the starting route that I use whenever I make a new character. This will be a full walkthrough, and at the end of it, we'll have a +9 somber weapon, and we'll have 2 bell bearings so that we have unlimited +12 regular weapons. We'll also have 10 flasks at +7 and a bunch of runes to get us to around level 55 depending on what class you start with. And we'll also make sure that we start some quest lines so that when we go around and get these weapon upgrades, we're not going to lock ourselves out of any of the quest lines. Before I get started, I wanted to first give a shout out to Thingfishy and Major Slack videos. If you've seen any of their videos, you're going to see some familiarities in this one. They have some great Elden Ring content, so go check out their videos. I will have links down in the description. Second, I just wanted to say that this guide is not going to be covering every little bit of dialogue from each NPC or quest line. We're just here to make sure that we don't get locked out of any of those quests. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be starting with the astrologer class, but this guide will work for any class that you want. You'll notice that I'm using the lands between rune and not the golden seed. What I found doing this route is that the golden seed doesn't give us really any much benefit. So I start with the lands between runes so that I can get some quick purchases right out of the gate. First thing we'll do is make our way up to talk to Melina and get Torrent. And while we're headed that way, let's talk about what makes a character OP in the early game. In my opinion, the most impactful is to upgrade our weapon. So we'll go around and we'll collect some smithing stones. Now the somber stones are definitely easier to get than the regular ones. Those are going to take a little bit more time for us to gather up. Second is the number of flasks that we have. And how much we get back the potency of those flasks. Here I'm just moving my equipment around. I like to have my melee weapon in my right hand and my catalyst or staff in my left hand. So if we get more flasks and those flasks heal or give more mana back, that's going to give us an opportunity to make some mistakes early on. And that's why I think that that fits in the second spot of most impactful for getting OP early. And in last place, I feel that levels are, of the three, the least impactful. They are important. You have to meet the weapon requirements and the spell requirements. But as long as you meet those and you have a weapon that's leveled up pretty decently, you shouldn't have any issues with the early part of the game. The first thing I like to do is move my flasks over to the pouch. This makes it so that I don't have to hunt around looking for my health or mana pots during a fight.
Oh yes, come to the of course you unfortunate without
I'm just going to skip through the dialogue. This video's already going to be a long one, and if I let that go play through, it would just keep adding time. I also won't be talking the whole time, but I will step in whenever there's some important items for us to pick or to talk about the upcoming route that we'll be taking.
You're tarnished, and I can also see that you're not. Then why not? I am Caelid.
So first come to Caelid, and we want to go ahead and sell the rune that we just picked up and the lands between rune that we started with, and that will give us 3,400 runes. That way we can buy all 3 cracked pots and the crafting kit right out of the gate, and we don't have to kill anything. Now we'll just head up to Gatefront, talk to Melina, and get Torrent. I like to go ahead and grab these kukri right here. There's a couple of places where they will come in handy. So just having a few on hand is helpful. I'm curious to know, let me know down in the comments, are you going to re-roll for the DLC? Or do you plan to take a current character into the Land of Shadow?
Have you heard? They serve, but I can play the turning route to aid you. You need to the foot. Then it's settled. Summon me. Ah, I bequeath. Use it. It will summon Torrent. Has treat him with.
Now we've picked up our accord. I'm just going to set the time to daytime just so that I don't have to deal with the Knight's Cavalry. Now I will add Torrent to the pouch for quick access. And then we'll go ahead and pick up the Lord Sworn's Greatsword. I always struggle with that. Before we go pick up the map, we may end up using that here in a little bit. So after we get that, just head down, grab the map fragment, and then head over to the cellar to grab the whetstone knife. Okay, from the cellar, what we're going to do is we're going to come out, we'll grab one more site of grace, and then we're going to come over here and we're going to talk to Bach. This will get his quest started, but also give us 10 mushrooms, which is going to come in handy later on. We'll also want to pick up any mushrooms on the ground and smoldering butterfly and Trina's lily as we go wandering around.
Oi! You there. Could you help us out, Cully? What'd you go and do that for? You were just thank you. I was when I ended up. Look. Oh, when they and so this is all I hope. Or I couldn't then. Right, I'm.
After talking to Bach, we're going to hit the road and we're going to go across the bridge, and then we're going to head up, and there's a gold pickle foulfoot right here, and then we're going to head down back towards the road and over here under the fog where you can't see. We're going to go talk to Kenneth Height and then pick up the Fever's Cookbook. To save some time, we can actually skip the talking with Kenneth Height right now. You can do his quest later on and it'll still register. Make sure you head, once you get to the other side of the bridge, make sure you head over here to this guy sitting on the chair and grab the somber one, and then head east, and we're going to go up there on that hill and grab a gold pickle foulfoot. And then just head north, picking up some mushrooms along our way. And then when you see the road, just head a little bit east and north, and there's some ruins right down there that Kenneth is standing on.
Anybody there? Someone who might be interested in
So talking to Kenneth right now just gets us some dialogue, and we don't need that to continue his quest line, so we're just going to skip it for now. and come over here and pick up the Fever's Cookbook. And here's where that's located. Okay, from there, we're going to come around. We're going to go towards the Third Church of America. And then we're going to just end up following this road down here and pick up a map fragment. And then we'll continue following the road. And over here under the fog is Fort Height. And that's where we're going to end. That's a little section that we're going to take next. Just come over to the cliff and find these little tablets. And head over to the Third Church of America. At the Third Church of America, make sure to grab the Sacred Tear and the Flask of Physic. And I will go ahead and add the Physic to the pouch. And just head towards our marker. And when you hear Blythe howling, just take a left and we're going to come up here and grab a couple of crystal tears. Then we'll head back down towards the road and just keep following it south until we get to Fort Height. Here at Fort Height, this time around, we're just here for the Golden Seed. We will come back later to get the medallion. From Fort Height west, we're going to follow along the coast here and head towards this road. And then we're going to take the Bridge of Inequity across and talk to Arena. Once we hit the road, just head south across the bridge. Make sure that you pick up this stone sword key. And then head over and we'll get Arena's quest started.
Hello, my typing. My name is Servants. But I swear my good father decided himself. The servants, they've since come. I fear it's. Please, would you mind in my soul, please? Thank you. Then please, deliver it. Please, he can be stubborn.
After talking to Arena, just keep on heading south. We're going to stop at this broken down caravan and pick up the Morning Star. Grab this site of grace and then come over and talk to this merchant. And we're going to buy a cracked pot. So we now have 4 cracked pots. And with 1 more to get. So after getting that, we'll keep heading south, but pick up a golden seed and a map fragment. Just hug these cliffs here to keep the golem from shooting you in the face with an arrow. After grabbing the map fragment, just head back the way we came. And you'll be in combat, and so I'm going to go reset so that I can pull up the map and show the next leg. So from the Castle Morn Rampart side of Grace, we're going to head west. We're going to go up here to grab another sacred tier. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to drop off the cliff so that we can get to this bridge. We're going to head over here. We're going to grab the Faith Knot crystal tier on our way to this church for a sacred tier. And then after that, we're going to come down to this church for another sacred tier. Come up to the right side of this church. We'll also grab Flame of Frenzy incantation. And then grab the sacred tier and jump out through that hole in the wall. Then just head north through the village. When you get over to the cliffs, look to the left just a little bit and you'll see a safe place to drop down. And then head across the bridge. Once you see that pink flower over on the right, just head towards it. We're going to go pick up the Faith Knot Crystal Tear. And then just follow the cliff back up the way we came. From the Church of Pilgrimage, we're just going to head southwest to the next church. And that's our final sacred tier in this area. Now, I like to come down to this merchant's hut and pick up the lantern.
Well, it's been an age. How can I help?
You'll need 1,800 runes to buy the lantern. Should have enough if you started with the lands between rune.
Have a safe journey.
So that finishes off the Weeping Peninsula. We'll get rid of that marker. So next we want to fast travel back to the Church of Ella and pick up our summoning bell.
This way, tarnished. May I have a word? A play and the wit I'd heard and upon the talk thou art but call for. Ah, I was entrusted by torrents. 'Tis a bell, summon them with it. The spirits now it is that. Forgive my I doubt we. How long will it be for the tarn?
Wait, weren't you? Well, you're back. Care to buy something?
While we're over here, don't forget to talk to Kale and ask about the Howling in the Mistwood.
In the Mistwood. Next time you don't fret. There is no. I just have. Goodbye for now.
So while I'm here, I like to go ahead and equip some of the items we just picked up. Make sure to add the finger snap gesture. And then I will upgrade our flasks. And this is just how I like to allocate early on. So for the next leg, we're going to fast travel back to Gatefront, and then we're going to follow the road west, pick up a golden seed, and we're going to go talk to Roderica at the Stormhill Shack. And then we're going to come up here and grab the Strength Knot crystal tier, and then end this leg over here at Bernal. Grab our golden seed, head up here and grab the Site of Grace. Make sure to also grab this stone sword key. We will need 2 once we get to the Volcano Manor.
Everyone who came, only to have that. Did you know? It's quite a lot. You're all on your own, are you? And heading to Stormvale? Enticed? Well, that may. But I don't have your... It's scary. I want to be like, I'm nothing. Oh, I know. Can you take the poor and they'll be glad? It was a pleasure. Oh, tell them I love them finally getting.
After talking to Roderica and exhausting her dialogue, we're going to head to our next map marker. When you're coming up here, just hug the cliff. Should be able to avoid the troll. Maybe not. Grab the Strength Knot crystal tier and then just drop down the cliff. And then we'll go talk to Bernal at our next map marker.
Not seen names, but let me ask, are you here in the land? Does your fate, despite... Yes. Takes me any interest. All I know, now's the time. There's a myriad memento find, that's how it grants... Not floating your boat, well, there's...
Take these markers off, and then from the War Master Shack, we're going to go north a little bit. We're going to go grab some Smoldering Butterfly over here, but then also we're going to head up here and grab the Ash of War Golden Vow. And then we're going to come down the cliffs after that, and we're going to go over here and talk to Alexander. After grabbing your butterflies, head up here and we're going to kill this knight. I suck at the horseback stuff. I thought I'd give it a shot though. This is not the smoothest. But we did it. And we got a great shield out of it. Head up this ruin, and grab a somber one. And then head back towards the cliff. So we're going to drop down and grab a Trina's lily. And then head towards our next marker. Go talk to Alexander.
Hello? Can you hear me? Help me. I'm stuck.
Oh, I am pleased. My thanks.
And as any decent person would do, we're going to help him out.
Give it your all.
Dude's just trying to get to a festival.
Oh, that's my. Well, once again, I am beyond upon this. I'd heard doesn't think. I'm heading to Redmane. I've heard that.
We're just looking for that map marker. There it is. Get rid of that. Okay, after we help out our buddy Alexander, we're going to head across the bridge. We're going to talk to the merchant over here to get our last crackpot. And then we're going to head between these two ruins right here, pick up some Trina's lilies. And then we're going to head back north, grab a site of grace, and then into over here for a couple of more Trina's lilies before we circle back around. We're going to drop down, grab some runes in that graveyard, and then we're going to come over and we're going to take the teleporter over to Caelid.
Oh, gee. Are you here as a customer?
You need 600 runes to get the crackpot. If you need to, just sell a couple of the golden runes that you have. And that will be crackpot number 5.
I'm afraid I've very little to offer.
When fighting the Godskin Noble, I've noticed that a lot of times the pots just won't register. So having some extra ones in case that happens, just to make sure that we can put him to sleep. Head on over to our next marker. Grab some Trina's lilies. Once you loot that graveyard, head northeast. Follow along these cliffs. We're going to jump across and go grab one more Trina's Lily. Then head back towards the Third Church of America. We're going to take the Spirit Spring down. And while you're here, grab this scarab for the Sacred Blade, Ash of War. And then take the teleporter. After grabbing the Bestial Sanctum site of grace, just follow the road. We're going to head south. We'll run by the dragon, and then as soon as we cross the bridge, hook a left, and we're going to go grab another site of grace over by Lynn's Rise. Make sure to grab this golden seed on our way. Give these guys a little bit of a wide berth. So after you loot this graveyard, just use the Spirit Spring here. And then we'll grab this site of grace. Hop back on Torrent, head up to back to the Spirit Spring. And then we're going to head southwest towards the Minor Erd Tree. Once you get up to the Minor Erd Tree, stay to the left so you don't aggro the Avatar. And we'll go hit the Spirit Spring that's on the back side of it. And continue southwest until you see the site of grace at Fort Ferrith. I'm going to turn my lantern on because it gets dark in here. And then we're going to just run past all the enemies. They'll all one-shot you if they hit you. And just get up the ladder as fast as you can. You may get poisoned, you may not. Make sure to grab this Dectus, this half of the Dectus medallion. And then turn around and drop down here. And we're going to go over to the second hole and drop down. And then come over here and grab this golden rune. Jump across and then avoid these guys. And drop down and grab Radagon the Sword Seal. I will go ahead and equip the Radagon Sword Seal here. Give us some extra levels in Vigor, Endurance, Strength, and Dex. And then we'll go ahead and rest and talk to Melina and go to the Round Table Hold.
Forgive me. To determine if you had, it seems torrent, whereas I may. There is but one I can take gathering. Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
Here at the Round Table Hold, just make sure to talk to all of the NPCs and exhaust their dialogue.
Allow me, you, a house, remember you.
I'm, well, just the honor of one. By the way, she's my servant. Take your eyes off if you find her.
I don't believe I'm known as heed those who all the more. Unless you... Those who all the more. Oh, welcome to... I teach and explore so that one ensuring... By the way, you do. Most time you are... Well, may the Golden Order...
Greeting, I am Fia.
You don't have to talk to Fia right now, I just like to get it out of the way. This first one is a little bit long.
Ah. You are what you felt. Oh, it is. Come back. I will take.
Make sure to go into your inventory and use this Baldekin's Blessing. While it's in your inventory, you have a debuff to your Vigor.
You're new for no matter how you're on. I see you've nothing special. I'm trapped. That's all the... No, I've no grudge against you. My being a side, despite my sides here.
And then we will sell 1,400 runes so that we can go over to the Twin Maiden Husk and buy a couple of items. So here I like to definitely buy a dagger, and then I like to buy the rapier. This is optional. If you already have a bleed weapon like the Morning Star, the Uchigatana, or something like that, That'll be fine. You don't have to buy the rapier. We just need it to farm Grail. I'll go ahead and upgrade my flasks again. And then add the Ashes of War to the dagger. And to the Lord Sworn's greatsword, we'll put Sacred Blade on it. Sacred Affinity. And in the Flask of Physic, I'm going to go ahead and add the Strength Knot for now. And the green spell. You can leave it empty, but at least put the Strength Knot in there. Now that we've got those quests started in the Round Table Hold, we're going to fast travel back to Lynn's Rise. We still have a few more things to do out in Caelid. So we're going to cheese the Knight's Cavalry that pops up on the bridge at night. If you do not want to do that, you can come down this hill and farm up the sphere, chase the ball around. You get it to go off the cliff. You get it for roughly 2,000 runes. So we'll pass the time until nightfall so that we get the Knight's Cavalry. And this may take you a couple of times to do. We'll go over here, choose either side that you want. I like to go to the left, and then we'll just do a double jump. And then sometimes you just have to use your weapon to get his attention. And then now we will try to bait out. Oh, son of a bitch. I tried to quit out. It didn't work. God damn it. We'll pass time until nightfall. And this may not work the first time, every time. Sometimes it does take me a few tries to get it. We'll just run over here, do a double jump, and we're going to try to bait the jump attack to get him to fall off the edge. And there we go. Now we'll come back here, level up. This will be up to you and what you want to do with your character. I shoot for 20 vigor at first, and then I do like to get endurance up, but I also know that I'm going to be mostly an intelligence character on this one. So I'll get endurance up to 16. And that's what I'll go with. You can allocate these levels any way you want. while we're here, we'll go ahead and get this memory stone from Lynn's Rise. So just head back to the Spirit Spring and then line up with the side of the corner of the building and just do a jump to land up here and grab the memory stone. After you grab that memory stone, we're going to fast travel back to Fort Ferrith, and we're going to go get this map fragment right there, and then we're going to get the Somber 8 and 9. I'm just looking for that marker to get rid of it. So we're going to follow the wall, and then we're going to end up coming over to the road and just following this around. Before we go get that map marker, when you see the road kind of split, just head down to the right. And that's where we'll pick up the Somber 9. And head back up the way we came and go get the map fragment. Once you grab the map fragment, look north and you'll see a root with a scarab on top of it. Just head towards it. And we're going to chase this up to the cliff and push it off. As you can see, we're not really doing any damage to it. So now we have Somber 8 and 9 and that map fragment. So we're going to fast travel back to Fort Ferrith. And we're going to follow that wall again until we see a big giant skull and a spirit spring. And we're going to jump down there and use that spirit spring. And then jump up on top of this big skull, and we'll pick up a couple of smithing stones and a stone sword key. Then head back to the spirit spring, and then we're going to head south towards the church, and we're going to pick up another sacred tear. Before we do that, I'm going to take a little bit of a detour and come over here and get a starlight shard. that will come in handy later. Millicent will be there later on whenever we get to it, so we don't have to worry about starting her quest right now. So from the Church of the Plague, we're going to head down towards Celia. We're going to use some roots to drop down and grab another golden seed. Just follow my path here. I'm going to jump on these roots. And then you get on this ledge and then turn around and double jump onto the stairs. And then grab this golden seed. And then from here, even though you can't really see it on the map, we're going to follow the shoreline until we see a big ass red scarab. So just follow me on the screen. Before we do, we're going to take a left over here. We're going to grab some rotten stray ashes. And then this side of gray so that we can come back here later if we need to. So from that side of grace, just follow the shoreline around. Once you see this big red scarab, just head north up into this ravine and we're going to pick up a somber 5. And then just hang tight back here until those rock worms stop spinning. And then come out of the ravine, head right along the cliffs until you see this arched route. And then we're going to run and dismount right into those ruins, and then immediately take a right down into the basement. And we'll pick up Rock Sling. Really good spell for casters. Sometimes these assholes will come and block your path. So head out from that basement. We're going to head over here. We're going to grab some gear, but more importantly, a perfume bottle. And then head southwest from there for this building here that's got a little taller. And then we're going to come around the back side and grab the meteorite staff. Best early staff for mages. Just keep following this the cliffs around until you can hit some land. Keep following around until you get to a site of grace. So we're almost done with Caelid. We're going to cut across this way. We're going to head towards this map fragment. And then just past it, let me see, I think it's this way. There's one more golden seed. And then we're going to go ahead and go grab the site of grace next to Redmane Castle. If you want to try to shorten this route a little bit, you don't have to get all of these map fragments and sites of grace. I just like having the map open and being able to fast travel around after I do get set up. Grab that fragment and then just follow this road down. And it'll take you down to the site of grace and the golden seed. We are under leveled for the area, so just do your best to avoid any of the birds or the T-Rex dogs. I'm in combat, so I'm just going to reset. So that opens up Caelid. Should be good to go on that. So next, we need to go and talk to Blythe to get the next part of his quest open. So we'll fast travel back to the Mistwood outskirts. And then from here, we're just going to head this direction, pick up the road, and go down here to the Mistwood ruins.
Who goes there? The name's Blood. He fled so many. Come tell me if I can offer you.
After we talk to Blythe, since we're here, we'll go ahead and grab a few things. Some Trina's lilies and the axe talisman. We'll hop on Torrent. We're gonna go out here, grab the 3 Trina's lilies, and then just avoid aggro if we can. And head back south. We're gonna go down and grab the other half of the Dectus medallion at Fort Height. You can just ride up. And then we're going to run in past everything. Go straight up the ladder to the chest. And then the knight should follow us. Yep, there he comes. That's fine. We'll get up here and we'll summon our wolves, let them take aggro, and then just kind of pick them off from range. Don't forget to grab the medallion. And that also completes Kenneth Heights quest. So you can go turn that in now if you want, or you can wait. Next we need to do the next part of Blythe's quest. So we're going to fast travel back to Agil Lake North. And then just follow the road south until we get to about here. There should be a site of grace. And then we're going to go to the Everjail and kill Darawil. We want to do this for a couple of reasons. The main one is so that we can get the Bloodhound's Fang. But also, I like to do it so that it opens up the invitation to EG, and so we can get the Filigree Crest Talisman. And he also gives us a Somber Tube. On our way down here, you can come over to this side and follow these cliffs around. We're going to jump down here and grab 4 more smoldering butterfly. I've actually changed this route up some, so I'm not going into the Celia Crystal Tunnel. So the Smoldering Butterfly aren't as important because we don't really need the fire pots. We do need the mushrooms and the Trina's lilies though. So after you get that site of grace, head back up to our map marker at the Everjail. You can swing by here and grab a golden rune too. We may be a little bit over leveled for this. I'm not sure what the targeted level range is for Limgrave, but if you struggle with Darawil,
Rotting in his cells,
just
no
summon
true
Blythe, he'll
justice.
tank for you.
No. This is where it ends for you.
Pretty easy as a mage, just let Blythe tank.
Right. I had to work for it, but it's done. Don't say I'm not a man of my word.
Oh yes. If you venture north to tell him I sent you, he'll be sure to treat you. I owe you one, I reckon.
Now we have the invitation to go talk to EG. So we only have a couple of things left to do here in Limgrave. We're going to fast travel back to the first step. And then we're going to drop down the cliffs by the lake and make our way over here. And we're going to talk to Yura, who is about right there. After grabbing that side of Grace, just head east a little bit until you can walk under this ruin, and we'll talk to Yura.
You do well to steer, and it's as fierce. So, stay clear of the lake.
So next, to move along Yura's quest line, we're going to come up into this ravine, and we're going to get invaded by Narius. We'll kill him, and then we'll go in and we'll start Patch's quest. For this, I'm going to equip. I put that on the wrong one. I'm going to equip the Lord Sorin's Greatsword. I will have to dual wield it because I am low on strength. The reason I do that is these invaders are just dicks with infinite dodge and stamina, and as a caster, you'll spend a whole mana bar and not hit them a single time. I'm just going to switch to melee, make it a little bit easier to fight him. And Yura will come and help us out if we don't kill him fast enough.
I. For you. And your cessblood.
So after you kill Narius, just keep heading north into the ravine. You'll run into Yura again.
Tarnish, you stay the path. Just remember, don't let your emotion. Be on your way. Perhaps we will meet again.
Next, we'll head into the cave and we'll get Patches started. Get his store open. Buy a few things. Only have one more little leg of Yura's quest line. And then if you are someone that might want the Nagakiba as a weapon, we're not very far away from getting that.
Well. Thought you'd just help yourself to a man's personal belongings, huh? You scheming little thief! The gods demand repentance! Cough up your coin! All of it! Wait, please! I surrender! White flag and all!
We'll get him to half health, and then we'll save him so that we can have access to his store.
Finally come round, have you? I knew you would. You're a man of reason. Through and through. Well, what do you... Now, how did I took you for an innocent mistake? Well, water... A true man. I'm tarnished, like, only for now. In exchange for... Honestly, frankly. So don't be... I'll be ready to...
We'll just fast travel back to Murkwater Cave, Site of Grace, and then you have to run back in to have access to the store.
Well, nice if you're all a bit ad hoc and welcome where you won't need a ring.
So we want to buy all three of these gold pickle foulfoot, Margit Shackle, and then the Missionary's Cookbook 2. This will let us craft our own gold pickle foul feet. If you don't have the money, you don't have to buy all of this right now. We'll buy all of those. This book, and then we need 3k more. We can just sell some of the runes that we picked up.
Cheers for that.
Okay, so that should finish us out with Limgrave, Weeping Peninsula, and Caelid, at least for now. Next, we'll be moving on to Liurnia. So we'll go back to the Stormhill Shack. And from there, we'll just follow the road around Stormvale Castle. Okay, so we made it to the lakeside cliffs. About to start Liurnia. Let's take a look at our inventory to make sure we didn't miss anything. So we're at 8 flasks at +5. 4 gold pickled fowl feet. We'll pick up one more later on. We've got 13 Trina's Lily. We'll pick up a couple more in Liurnia. Plenty of mushrooms. And then we have 1, 2, 5, 8, and 9. And we're going to be picking up the 3s and 4s here in Liurnia. We'll pick up 5, 6, and 7 once we get to Volcano Manor. We also have 5 cracked pots, which is what we'll need to fight the Godskin Noble in Volcano Manor. And we have both halves of the Dectus medallion. And we have the quests started for most of the NPCs in Limgrave and the Weeping Peninsula. The ones out in Caelid will not be affected by us once we get to Altus Plateau. There are a couple here in Liurnia that we're going to hit up just to make sure that we don't miss out on their quest lines by going to Altus Plateau. But so for this leg, we're going to start off going kind of southwest over to the church. We're going to talk to Tops and pick up a sacred tear. And then we're just going to follow the road, grabbing a site of grace, and then we're going to pick up this map fragment right here, and then we'll be able to see a little bit more. First, I'm going to go ahead and make it daytime. Just head over here to the Church of Irith, grab this sacred tear, and we'll get Top's questline started.
Well, you're a true. My name, presuming only. Apology, I'm afraid. All right, I can tell you. You've seen that. That's the only. Its doors have been after they did the academy, as you might have making entry to the account. So on. When they come, why not without one? And you'll never. And if you once you would you consider? I know it, but still.
Now we'll just head out of the church, pick up the road, and follow it down until we see the next site of grace. This little camp, it's usually better just to come from the right side. We'll pick up a cookbook and some more smoldering butterfly. Not on that one, this one. I like to approach it from this backside here. If you get lucky, you can just run up and grab it without getting much aggro from those things, whatever they are. And then just continue northwest, following the kind of road that they have here. So you see the site of grace, and then grab it real quick, and then they're going to be shooting a lot of stuff at us. But if you can, as soon as you can, just come up here and grab that reset. Let all this shit fly over us. And once it's done, we can get back up again. Grab this cookbook. Now that we have the map, so you'll see these lights that make it look kind of like a road. We don't quite have this open yet, but we're just going to follow it until we see a little gazebo. And we're going to go talk to Raya and get her quest started. The main characters that you have to talk to before going to Altus Plateau early are Raya and Blackguard.
Hello, it's rather
The others you can still complete their quests if you go to Altus early and come back.
Oh, thank you. What a blessing. The thug, please. The thug should please.
So once we talk to Raya, we're going to head straight west. You can see the fire from Patches. There's an island right here, a little scenic isle. There's going to be another site of grace for us right there. Then we're going to head west and northwest. Look for another island, and we're going to grab the Dectus crystal tier there, and then we're going to head back northwest towards the Boil Prawn Shack and talk to Blackguard. We can go ahead and talk to Patches again here. He'll tell us about
If you can believe it, now I might Patches Emporium.
the teleporter at the bottom of the Raya Lucaria.
You're making. Have you ever seen a clunky got long and get there? It's transposition so right. It'll chuck him. Cheers for that.
Then we'll head west and then like one tick right of west on your compass. And that'll lead us to this island. Pick up a couple of things. We'll get another Trina's Lily. And then we'll grab the Dex Knot. And then turn back northeast and just follow this like tree line. It's not very far away. You'll see the Boil Prawn Shack. We're going to need 1,600 runes. So there's 1,000. And there we go.
What are you looking trying to start?
So we'll buy the necklace from him.
Show me, and I'll consider. I'm not in love with it or nothing. You're a shrew first. All right. Things know your bloody eye.
And then to move his quest line forward, you have to talk to him again and buy at least one boiled prawn.
All right then. I could be. You're tarnished. Can you see it then? I can't see it. Makes no bloody cruel bloody job. Maybe something with the Ertriums. Never met some who'd make good mates. I'll be seeing you.
Buying that boiled prawn will make him move to the outer moat up in Altus Plateau. So now we can just teleport back to the scenic isle, and then we're going to head back east from there and turn in this quest to Raya. That'll get us the Volcano Manor invitation.
Please. Oh yes, thank you, kind. Did I forget? I seek you a very steady such. Please. Brave to most time. You and a volcano. Oh, this land, but the lift instead at the base. It was I have faith in. I do hope.
So after you turn that in, we're gonna teleport back to the Lascar ruins. And then we're gonna head right over here and there's a teleporter that we're gonna take. We're going to head to that little gazebo thing that you see there, but we're going to approach it from the right, pick up a couple of items. Just take this teleporter and it'll take us up by the academy. Make sure to grab the side of grace. And then we're going to head down towards this map fragment. We're going to grab a couple of things along the way. One of them being a golden seed. Just stay to the right over here and jump along these rooftops. And down here you'll see the golden seed. And just stay to the right here. There's a crab that'll pop out of the water if you're running down the middle. And then over by this building we'll pick up another Trina's lily. And then wrap around to the right of it and then left, and that'll take us over to the side of grace and the map fragment. Next thing we need to do is go talk to Dialos to get the second part of his quest going. He's right around kind of where the tip of this boat icon is. So we'll just head north from this side of grace, staying to the right side of these buildings. And then when you see this one that's mostly sunken in, you can kind of head left there and he'll be over here.
Hello, friend. The whereabouts. They laid hand the tale idea. They laid hand the tale of idea.
We will be going to the Volcano Manor kind of early. So Dialos' quest is one that we want to make sure that we continue on. And then after you talk to him, head north, just like a one tick left of north, and then we're going to run into another gazebo. And that's going to teleport us up to pick up another map fragment. So now we have all of Liurnia opened up. We're going to go grab a side of grace right here and then turn back around and go talk to EG.
Oh, I presume. Oh, I am an old so perhaps. Oh, if you come to, I am a few token. Brave to this territory. When the real after Levicarians like conjuring, and that is why, unless you wish to lie.
So we did Blide's quest and went and killed Darawil. Then this option will be available to you.
Did that? Did he?
And what that does is that's going to give us access to the Filigree Crest. I'm still in combat, so I'm going to go ahead and reset. And then this next leg, we're going to drop down off the cliff a little bit, and then we're going to come this way to pick up the intellect crystal tier, and then continue around, pick up a somber 4, a site of grace, and then from there we're going to head in all the way to the back of this ravine. We're going to pick up another golden seed, a site of grace, and then a smithing stone 5. So just hop down off the cliff and head north a little bit east. And then hop up right here and we'll grab the intellect crystal tier. And then just follow the cliffs around. Grab this somber 4, dude sitting on the chair, and then keep following the cliffs around up through the ravine. Make sure to grab this site of grace, and then we're going to fast travel back to the south Raya Lucaria gate. From here, we need to go pick up the Academy key. So we're going to hop off the bridge here, and we're going to head west, right over to about right there, where that little corner of the line is. There's a site of grace there, and then we're going to head north, and right here is going to be where the key to the Academy is at. Once you come into Temple Quarter, just kind of run right through the middle, avoiding the bad guys if you can, and we're going to grab a couple more Trina's lilies. And then head over here and pick up the Site of Grace. To go pick up the key, it's better to come over to the right and approach it from this way so you don't aggro the dragon. And then we're going to use that slanted rock. We're just going to ride right up it and back in behind the dragon to pick up the key. And just hop back behind these rocks, and then he won't aggro the dragon. Then I'm going to ride north. I'm going to go pick up another Site of Grace. Again, you don't have to pick up all of these Sites of Graces. I just like to open up the map, and then if I need to port around the map, it just makes it really easy. Okay, so now fast travel back to the South Raya Lucaria gate, and we're going to go through now that we have the key. Once you're through the gate, grab the Site of Grace and then mount up, and we're going to run past this portal, and we're going to go pick up another golden seed. And once you have this golden seed, just turn back around. You probably saw the summoning sign on the ground. We're going to go and help Yura move his quest line along. Again, with these invasions, they roll so much that I don't really use the spells, because I just end up spending all of my mana and not even hitting them. With this guy, just be careful of his jump attack. He will do a ton of damage to you with it. Once you're done with that, talk to Yura again. He'll give us another smithing 5, but it'll also move his quest line ahead.
But in spite of if she comes
should.
And then we get one more time to talk to him up in Altus Plateau. And that will give us the Nagakiba. We'll run back up here. We're going to use the seal and teleport to the other side of the bridge. Make sure to grab this side of grace. And then I'm going to go ahead and upgrade our flasks. And then I'm going to switch the Ash of War Sacred Blade to the Morning Star with the Sacred Affinity. And also I need to fix this. The dagger should get Golden Bow. And I'm going to take, and I'm going to add the Faith Knot into the Wondrous Physic. So I have Strength and Faith, since we're using a Sacred Affinity weapon. And we're going to go switch this out. So what we're going to do is we're going to head and we're going to jump off the cliff. There's a spirit spring. We're going to grab a somber 3 and then we're going to head over here and we're going to go get our first bell bearing. So just head southwest until you see this rock and then you can just jump off to the left side of it. Once you're down here, turn right, and there will be a guy sitting in a chair over here with a somber 3. And then we'll head back towards our marker and go into the tunnel. We're going to try to go through this tunnel as fast as we can. We're just here for a couple of somber smithing stones. We'll get a couple 2s and a couple 3s. And then we're here for the boss at the end of this to get the bell bearing. Grab the 2 out of the chest and then make sure you jump behind here and grab a 3. Jump off this ledge here and we'll go around and grab another somber 2 and 3. And then just drop down here and go across the beam. And just in case, because shit does happen, activate that elevator in case we have to come back. And then from here, we're just going to run avoiding these enemies. We're not going to stop and pick anything up. Now here, there will be a guy that comes and chases us, usually. You can stop and fight him, or you can just hit the elevator and hope he doesn't drop on you. We're going to jump up here and grab another smithing, somber 3, and then we'll just jump down. We'll pick up our last stone here, and then, so if you're new and you haven't fought these Crystallian bosses before, you have to break their stance before they take any real damage. They have a huge mitigation up until that point. They're typically not super difficult, but if you are having trouble, we can go ahead and summon our wolves to distract her. So just summon our wolves. They'll kind of keep her distracted, and then we can come in. We'll do one sacred blade, and then we'll do charged heavy. Attempt to anyway. And then there. So now that once you get that first stance break in, then it's just the R1 spam. A little bit ugly, but we made it. So now we have smithing stone 1 and 2. So now we will fast travel back to the East Raya Lucaria gate, and then we're going to follow the road. We're going to come into the church, grab one more sacred tier. And then we're going to follow the cliffs to avoid the trebuchets, and we're going to go up. We're going to grab the site of grace right before the Grand Lift of Dectus, but we're not going to take it yet. And then the same thing here, just hug left. Shouldn't have any trouble. So we're going to go up here, grab the site of grace, and then since we are headed to the Volcano Manor, we want to make sure that we go back to the Round Table Hold one more time and talk to Dialos. While we're there, we'll go ahead and do Rodrika's quest and get her set up as our spirit tuner. So back to the round table hold.
Greetings, my name isn't this the round table? I never knew, although I'm still looking for my... It's all a bit, I'm still looking.
Ah, they're accusing. Can you believe? Can scarcely. You might be surprised. They only had to. It's on Mount. That's where they hide. Just you wait. You'll rue the tale of how. Well,
We'll have to go over and talk to the blacksmith to move Rodriguez's quest along.
She's crazy. She has it. I saw in their eye.
And then just rest at the table in between.
A pleasure to see you. Thank goodness. I'm still looking. It's not easy. You're telling? I don't believe. If I do, I suppose I'll ask. Certainly. I know I can tell.
Now that Rodriga is up here, if you go back to the Stormhill Shack, there'll be another golden seed. But I usually wait until I'm ready to go do Margit before I go grab that one.
Absurd. I refuse. I don't dare.
Good to see you. I have you to. I can happily and I'm as yet, but and if there's well, I certain Roderick.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your own. I spoke with her. She has it, so I told her. I'm indebted. It was all like, I'm sorry.
So now we've wrapped up Rodriguez's quest. We can head back to the Grand Lift and take it up to Altus Plateau. Once you're at the top of the lift, you'll come out here and you'll see Raya. We don't want to talk to her just yet. We're going to go ahead and ride past her and pick up a Site of Grace. And then we're going to follow the road up. We're going to pick up another golden seed and a map fragment so that we can see a little bit better. Now that we've come up to the Altus Plateau, whenever you get back to the Round Table Hold, Brother Corin will tell you that he's going to leave, and he's going to move up here next to this map fragment. And then the Dung Eater will also be available to start his quest line. I usually just wait until I'm, quote unquote proper level, or when I get to that stage of the game, and just play it like normal. I really just go around grabbing all of these golden seeds and sacred tears. I don't really do much else in these higher level areas. So from this highway junction, site of grace, we're just going to head. We're not going to go up the stairs. You can if you want, but I like to go around to the side and come in this way. That way I don't have to worry about all of the archers and the bad guys up on the stairs. Once you get up here, make sure to avoid that purple area and stick close to the wall. And just go all the way up here till you reach this area. And then we can hop through here and then just run right past these tree sentinels. And grab the 2 golden seeds here and the map fragment. And then we're going to go up these stairs to grab 2 more golden seeds, but there will be a gargoyle that comes flying in. So just stick to the right and you'll be able to avoid him. Grab these 2 more seeds here, and then we're just going to fast travel back to the outer wall phantom tree, and then we're going to head straight down here into the water, and we're going to come down into this tunnel. This will be a quick trip in here. We just have to kill 2 enemies, and then we're going to grab the second bell bearing. And then just to show another way to use Margit Shackle. It's not just for boss fights, but you know, there's a lot of illusionary walls, and you can go and hit them and roll into them or whatever, or you can just use Margit Shackle and it'll dispel them. I forgot to equip my new staff. We'll roll through these, and then immediately to your left will be one of these dudes. Just take care of him real quick, and then see there, that was dispelled from Margit Shackle. There's an illusionary wall there. And then we're going to grab the Miner's Bell Bearing 2. So now we can purchase Smithing Stones 1 through 4, which will get us all the plus 12 weapons that we want. And if you want, in this tunnel, you can go further in and there's some smithing stone 5. And you can also farm the miners if you want, and that'll get you a plus 15 weapon. So now we're ready for the Volcano Manor. So we're going to fast travel back to the Altus Plateau site of Grace. And then we're going to hop back up on to the Grand Lift of Dectus and talk to Raya. To do that, you can just run here to the right side and look for that little pile of rocks and use that to double jump up.
I knew you. I hereby take my hand. Give me your hand. I will pray that you follow the same path as Lady Tanith.
So we'll go ahead and talk to Tanith and join the Volcano Manor. That way she'll give us the drawing room key.
Interesting. Now you believe the drawing room, but be sure.
And then we'll go open these doors. Before we move on, we'll go in and talk to the NPCs in here, just to kind of move their quest along. We have Raya, Dialos, and Bernal. Bernal's not going to open his store up until we do the first assassination. We're a little bit low level for that right now, but for my skill anyway. It can be done. That guy's just, he's pretty tough at low level.
Hello again. Has a scan delayed.
Istvan.
Under Lady
You. What in heaven, a volcano? I hope you want. Well, I thought perhaps play, but no, before you could.
Ah, well, so you've then we're Aye. Well, you see, after much revenge, according to I've got the champion. It hit me that my form, of course, bat and for but succumbing. Lanya knows that such is true. I always repale.
Dialos is very long-winded. Okay, so after we talk to them, turn on our lantern, and we'll go into this room here, pick up the perfume bottle, and then hit this illusory wall, and just jump over the snail. And we're going to run through to get to the prison town church. We're not going to worry about anything else, just stick to the right and run past everything. I'll come back later and kind of play it normal. It'll be tough to show you on the map, but what we want to do is we're going to run around, run across that bridge right there, drop down. We're going to pick a couple of things up from the tops, from the roofs on those buildings, make our way over there, take a lift up. We're going to come around and open up this shortcut before we go in and do the boss, just in case we die. Not that that ever happens. And we're here for that right there. That's the Somber 7. There's also a Somber 5 and 6 in here. So just follow me on screen and take roughly the route that I do. We're coming up here, we're going to go left and just avoid this dude's attacks. And then we're going to come in these double doors, and then we're going to go left. And then right down the stairs, but there's going to be a dumpling guy. Jump over him. Don't let them grab you. They will probably one-shot us at this level. Down the stairs to the left, and then we're going to wrap around to the right. This guy and to the side of Grace. And then I'll go ahead and reset to drop aggro and level up our flasks. So we've made it to 10 flasks. And let's see what they're at +7. So I've gathered up all of the flask stuff that we set out to. Now we're just going to gather up some more upgrade material for our weapons. At least on the somber side. So come down the ladder, watch out for these slugs. Sometimes they will shoot you right in the face. And then follow this way, jump across, and then jump up on top of these cages. We're going to grab 2 smithing 6s, and then hop back across, taking that right in the face. Do not die. And then come around the back side of this building. And then up on the roof, and we'll pick up a somber 6. This guy, fuck off. Then drop down here, and we're going to come up these stairs. And then we'll take a peek, and if the serpent dude is in our way, we won't go. But he's not, so we'll just shoot across, hit this elevator. And then the top here, make sure you go over to the right and grab the somber 5. And now we'll head up the stairs and run around this dude. Hang a left, come over here, open up the shortcut. We'll go back over to the prison town church and get set up. We'll drop aggro from this dude. Make sure that we're set up to go in and fight the Godskin Noble. So we'll switch out the Faith knot and add the Dex knot. That way we're going to have the requirements to use the Bloodhound's Fang whenever we pop our Wondrous Physic. So we'll have the strength and dexterity knots in that. And then let's take a look at our inventory. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We only have 1 4, but we can buy some more from EG. So what we need to do is equip the Bloodhound's Fang. I'm going to craft some sleeping pots. And then we need to go and level up the Bloodhound's Fang to a +4. I'm going to head back to the Round Table Hold. While I'm here, I'll go ahead and talk to Brother Corin, let him leave,
off in so we may not, if there's any. May the Golden Order.
And then come back over here to Master Hugh and we'll level this up. Don't go past level 4. You don't need it to be any higher. And we want to save those somber 5s for other weapons. Now, if you plan to use this as your main weapon, sure, go ahead and level it up to 6 if you want. Okay, so now we have the Bloodhound's Fang at +4. We need to add our sleeping pots here. We need to add our dagger with golden bow. And we've already set our wondrous physic with the strength and dex knots. Now we'll go back to the prison town church. Now I have a separate video on how to defeat this boss, so I'm just going to let this play. So there we go. Now we have another 50k runes to level up, but we also now have access to the Somber 7. We just need to run around the manor and go get it. Again, whenever you're leveling up, choose whatever you want to do. For me, I like to get a little bit more vigor, and then I'm going to use I'm going to go with intelligence. And we're sitting at level 34. Again, this is difficult to show on a map because even if I had it open, you wouldn't really be able to see a whole lot. So just follow me on the screen. We're going to go run around and get the Somber 7, and then we will be done. So we're going to have an abductor virgin come up here on us. I used to try to run through the window, but they always ended up hitting me through it. So I just run right at them and run around here and then jump through. You still have to be careful. Sometimes they'll hit you from the side over there. And then just run past all these guys if you can. Usually they won't come in here, but sometimes they do. So just keep an eye out. And come over here to the left side. Just ignore all the enemies and just go up the stairs. And this is why we needed 2 stone sword keys. This door takes both. So you don't have to do this, and it may not be part of your build. Like, it's not going to be part of my build this time around. But since we're here, I like to go ahead and get that glowy over there. It's the dagger talisman. You never know if you decide to respec, and it might come in handy. So you don't have to backtrack and come get it. I just go ahead and get it now. When you're running up these stairs, run all the way to this wall before you turn left. That way you don't aggro the snake dude. And then you can just run past this old fart. And then there we go. We have the dagger talisman. So then just drop down on these cages. We got one more guy to kill. And then equip your kukri. And we'll drop down on this cage, and then this cage, and then these freakishly scary dumpling dudes. There's just a shit ton of them down there. So instead of trying to run through them and getting caught, which you normally do, just throw one of your kukris down and try to get them moved over and then jump down. And while they're distracted, just run by. I don't even try to get that because every time I do, that dumpling guy grabs me and I die. And I'm really just here for this somber 7, so I don't need a seedbed curse right now. And there we go. We have the somber 7. So we're missing a 4, which we can get from EG, but we have all the way up to 9 on the somber. And then once we go turn in our bell bearing, we can have plus 12 regular. Let me see. Let's go EG. We have a little cash on us, so we'll go ahead and go buy one.
Then I presume these...
Well, shit. And that's why I like picking up those golden runes while I'm out and about.
For you?
So buy 1 somber 4, and now we can get 1 weapon up to level 9. Let's head back to the round table hold and turn in our bell bearing. If we didn't do it already, we may have. I'm old and forgetful. Nope, we haven't done it yet. Okay, so see you there. Then we can go all the way up to 12. And like I was saying earlier, if you want to farm the tunnel for the smithing 5 so that you can get up to 15, feel free to do that. So now we have done our weapon upgrades. We've done our flask upgrades. The only thing left when we talk about getting overpowered early is the levels. And so what I have found that that I've been doing lately is I only come out here and do this farm if I can't meet the requirements for the weapon that I want to use. That way I'm not super over leveled. I mean, I'm already so overpowered with the level of the weapon, but we have 4 gold pickled foulfoot. You can pick up one more over here, where you just go to the first step and then come south and jump off, and there's one more golden pickled foulfoot right here. And then you can farm Grail using those 5 gold pickled foulfoot. That'll get you somewhere around 320,000 runes, and that'll get you around level 55. And so let's take a look at, we're at 2 hours and 23 minutes, which is pretty good considering that this was a full walkthrough and taking the time to show the routes that we were going to and where things were located. If you were to do this without trying to do that, I've been able to do it at around 1 hour and 55 minutes. Again, that's without doing the Grail farm. But there you go. Now you can get overpowered and early and start your game off. If you found this guide useful, or if you have feedback, feel free to leave those down in the comments. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate it. Thank you, and I will see you next time.